Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String with another racket restringing tutorial. As you may have noticed already, it's going to be a badminton racket today. The brand is Victor, V-I-C-T-O-R. That's the model, that's the brand, and the model is the Thruster F. It does say on this racket you can string anywhere up to 31 pounds of tension, which is the equivalent to 14 kilos, which is quite high actually for a badminton racket. A lot of badminton rackets don't take 31 pounds of tension, but some do, of course, not many. But there you have it. Today's tutorial will be on the Victor Thruster F. Alright guys, I've set up my racket on my mounting system already, as you can see. Give yourself some nice leeway, let's say. Make sure the racket can dance around a tiny bit. There we go, that's better. Just to be safe, not too tight, not too loose. Alright guys, and this client has actually requested 30 pounds of tension. Today's string will be using Yonex BG80, 0.68 millimeters. So to start off with, we're going to count 13.5 full lengths of the racket. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this client did bring in 2 rackets. The other one is a Yonex. Close the window. It's not that warm anymore. Not that it's really warm anyway. Brought a Yonex Nano Ray in just to give you a little bit of insight, guys. He requested 28 pounds. The racket only says, you may or may not be able to see it. It says here 24 pounds. 19 to 24 recommended stringing tension. If it says 24, I don't mind going 25, 26, but even if I did, I would let the client know that I don't want to be responsible, at least to give them the chance to make up their mind what they want me to do. But yeah guys, be careful, don't go over the recommended stringing tension on any badminton racket. Tennis and squash, different story. Badminton rackets are very fragile, as you may already know, some of you. If you don't, now you do. They're very, very fragile, guys, so be very careful how much tension you're adding. Client's always right. Fine, they can be always right, that's fine. And I go by that rule, but I need to tell them. I tried calling the client, hasn't answered the phone, waiting, now texted them as well. Now just waiting for a reply. So I won't string that racket until I hear further. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 plus 1, you must be a mathematician. That's right, 11. So leave yourself a little bit of string to reach the tension head. Badminton string tends to stretch a decent amount. I don't need much more than that really. I just come off a tennis racket and make sure my clamps are suitable for badminton thickness. And that's it. Make sure everything is as it was, and hold your clamp upwards, and bada bing, bada boom. Again, I'm going to tighten my clamp appropriately. Make sure guys you don't over tighten your clamps or under tighten them. You don't want the string to slide on your clamp, and you don't want to leave any markings or damage the string in any way. Camera, get off my foot. Okay, so there you go. As always guys, golden rule, we're always going to string 3 to each side, symmetrically stringing. We don't want to lose shape or damage the racket or cause too much stress to the frame, so we're always going to string 3, mains to one side. Tiny bit tight. When I say tiny, I mean like not even 5%. So I'm quite fussy with that. I want it to feel nice and just perfect. Maybe a bit tight as well. It should just clamp down with no real pressure. I think that works. Maybe even a bit, maybe tone it down another 1 or 2% because I'm a fussy stringer. I am doing only 2 knots today, guys. 1 piece stringing job. I just cleaned my clamps as well, so trying to find the right. As you saw, I just put my finger on there just to make sure there's no sliding, or there wasn't at all any sliding. So I'm going to actually probably loosen it up a bit more. Just cleaned it. Clean your machine, guys. Clean your clamps. WD-40 is, I mean, I wasn't even putting much pressure there, but look, I should be able to close the clamp, at least these ones, on the Wilson Bayardo Original. I should be able just to close it with 1 finger, as you just seen, and not even using much strength with 1 finger. So we're using 30 pounds of tension on this racket. As you guys may have noticed, I have passed 3 to each side, and it doesn't matter which side you choose to carry on, but what you're going to do is 4, 5, and 6. Someone's at my door. 1 second, guys, bear with me. Right, sorry guys. Mail delivery. As I was saying, so now our 6th main. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side, number 4. My clamps are feeling good now. I cleaned them this morning. Well, I cleaned one of them. This one here was feeling a little bit stiff, a bit clunky, but I mean very little. But it's a good thing, guys, to keep on top of your maintenance. Machine maintenance, very important. Loosen up even a bit more. There we go, that felt perfect. Not that I've done any damage or anything to the string, as you can probably tell. And if you can't, I'm not and haven't. I'm just quite OCD maybe. I don't know exactly how everything is working for me. I believe there is a couple shared holes. But there isn't as of yet. Okay, so how's that gonna look? Let's see. So just blocking, this main string is now looping around the top here, and it loops around and over. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, so that covers a hole, but it doesn't really cover it. I have loads of space there. It covers just the bottom side of the hole, let's say. So as it stands, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 1, 7, skip 1, 8, and then skip 1 again, 9. Not the case at the bottom of the frame though. No skipping so far, none at all. We won't be skipping anything to the 10th. Skip 1, 11 on the bottom of the frame. And that's why you don't put the clamp so near the string, so near the clamp, so near the grommet. A little bit of space, but not that much, but I still manage. So again, I have loads of space, which I like, because if not, then I would definitely be using my my string aids, which look exactly like this, small pieces of polyester tennis string, which I if I see that the hole is being covered too much, to give myself a bit more space between the hole. I always double check. Sometimes it can even vary. Oh. the badminton string. Sometimes it's so the string is so thin, sometimes it just slides off the tension head. Just gonna check my my camera here. I think we can zoom in even a bit more, can't we? Yeah, let's see how that looks. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on what the angle looks like. I have thought about, I think well, I'm going to figure out a way to string from my ceiling, pretty much, to put a way to put the phone on the ceiling, or I've got a shelf to my left-hand side, which you guys cannot see, but I've got a stick that I might, I'm going to try that out actually today and see how it looks. I'll have to use the selfie camera, I guess, which is supposed to be quite good on this phone anyway. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Again, another hole being covered, but it looks completely fine. Don't know if I said the stringing pattern on this racket. I don't believe I did. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we got 22 by 22 stringing pattern, guys. Apologies for not saying before, but the measurements I gave you guys at the beginning is good for 22 by 23, 22 by 21, 22 by 22, generally speaking. Our last main before tying the finishing knot. 15 pounds of the 15%, recommendable 15 to 20% of additional tension on your last main string. Okay, fine. What I don't really like about this racket is that it comes off the last main, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean. There's a long piece of string going around the frame, but this is the only real way we can do that. So as you can see here, yeah, I don't like, that's quite long. It's quite more than normal. But yeah, that's the way it is. I'm actually going to double check the stringing pattern on this. I'm going to find the picture, as you guys should as well. I'm pretty sure I've strung this racket before, but you'd be surprised. So my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my 8th string is completely, is very clear. It's indicating that it's a shared hole, that is, you can see that the grommet is pulled up and down for main and across. But I'm just going to triple check that is right, because sometimes people use the wrong stringing patterns and it opens up the grommet, therefore it looks like the way it does, which might be unacceptable. So normally I'm just going to find myself a Victor, type into Google Victor, thruster F. Got a picture right here. See, there you go. Whoever strung this racket previously, I think, has strung it incorrectly, which means I counted the mains wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So whoever strung this racket previously should have not had a using the shared hole at the 8th main string. It should be straight from the 9th. Therefore, that's good. That's good, because now I can. There you go, guys. But you know, there's so many different stringing patterns out there. It's impossible to remember them all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So completely acceptable to tie my knot. So that didn't look right. That's what that made me question. Maybe maybe there is one main less, and we start. So now there's less string. I don't know if you guys remember, but the string was coming up to here, which I just didn't agree with, which made me think there's something not right. Don't get me wrong, there are some rackets that, you know, do start on the 8th main string, shared hole. But anyway, there you go. Good. I'm glad I checked. I'm just going to pull this with my hand for now, just to be safe, because I like to give myself lots of space to get through the holes there, if that makes sense. We're on our 8th. No, sorry, we're on our 9th. No, 10th. 10th main. And now we're going to come down, skip 10th hole, grommet, and 11. Right, well, I'm really glad I checked, because I think most Victor rackets are like Yonex rackets, but don't quote me on that. Don't see that many Victor rackets. A fair amount, but Yonex is definitely the leader, I would say. The leader of the pack when it comes to badminton restringing. Badminton rackets. Yonex has to be the biggest by far. Maybe Victor second. It's the second brand that I see the most. And then maybe Li Ning. if that's how you pronounce it. Apologies if I'm saying it incorrectly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, just double checking I get that right. So yeah, this poor guy, whoever took his racket to last time, they were stringing it on there. I'm just going to double check other pictures as well, make sure the website I found or the picture that's been posted online isn't incorrect, but I'm pretty sure this yeah, makes complete sense. Let's go to images. That's the older or the newest model, which is also strong. Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear to me now. I just like to make sure, triple check, double check, and after I double check, triple check. So there we go, shared hole. I'll normally weave my first 3 without pulling the knot, just to make sure I can get through easier. Because shared holes are slightly complicated enough to get through sometimes. That makes sense. And cut yourself a nice sharp edge, but you know, it could be that I'll struggle here. Oh, it's through anyway. So this is a baby blue color of string. It does come in lots of different strings, the Yonex BG line. Generally you got lots of, Yonex BG80, Yonex BG65. The thickest one being Yonex BG65, more for plastic use. And then any other thinner strings than Yonex BG65 is fine to use with feathers. But if you are using plastic shuttles, watch out not to use a very thin string. I've seen it before, where I've told the client, listen, you do risk, breaking the string too quickly or whatever. And like, oh, I played a lot more than I thought I would play, and I have broken the string already. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, maybe take your stringer's advice. Sometimes there are a lot of stringers out there that don't have a monkey clue, unfortunately, which misleads the client completely, and then they don't trust people, stringers, so they think they know best. But you know, if you are a well-informed or a well-educated stringer, you'll hopefully put your clients in the right direction, and therefore everybody be happy. I don't know if this is the newest model. I don't think it's the newest model. Another shared hole for our 4th cross string, which is seeming to be a little bit stubborn. Cut myself a nice sharp edge again. Hopefully that'll do the job. If not, I'll have to get my my friend Mr. All out. I am upstairs. I'm just doing a video. I'll be done in 10, 15. I'll be done in about 10 or 15. Oh, you stubborn fudger. I hate doing this, but well, I can tell that why it's not going through. I've got nothing here. No space whatsoever. 0. So, I'm going to be very, very careful. Wow. I don't even think that's helping. I'm noticing that the blockage from the main string is quite significant. I really hope that's done the job. Yes, it has, because I really don't want to be pushing through any harder than I did, which I didn't push hard at all. And you guys shouldn't either if you're having to use the awl to find some extra space. As you can see, just adjusting my little bottom string there. time is it? Just after midday, guys. 12:03 p.m. now. London, UK time. Full day of stringing. Well, I say full day. I'm going to stop for family stuff in a little while. Just under 3 hours to pick up my son from nursery. Yada, yada, yada. I want to say this is already feels quite tight. I thought it wouldn't catch. Like I say, the tension head sometimes just slips, which is completely understandable because of the thinness of these badminton strings. Monday around lunchtime, start getting quite a few phone calls. Generally, people in the city, or they pop into the city and they don't know where they're dropping the racket off, and find us top of Google normally, depending what they're typing in to Google, search engine wise. As you can see, guys, stringing one ahead always. My preferred method of stringing because it makes the weave much easier. I'm not even going to try to do it without. A lot of times I will show you guys the difference. On a badminton racket, I'm not even willing to go there. Oops. So if I were to just pull this string as it is and not weave another one and just weave one, it will make the weave much harder, which I don't want. So, I mean, I guess I could make it an example. All right, go on then. Fine, I'll do it. I'll make my life more complicated, just for you guys, yeah? All right, fine. Right, here we go. All right, well, especially with such a high tension in the strings, 30, which is fine. This racket can handle it as indicated. Check your tensions on your racket, but here you go, guys. This is a much harder weave. Won't be doing that again. So there you go. If you want to spend more time weaving your crosses, you know what to do. And if you don't want to spend so much time weaving your crosses, you also know what to do. String one ahead. So which I will be doing from right now. I'll pull this one through. Guys, remember, avoiding friction. Use your left hand, right hand, depending the way the racket's facing upwards or downwards. Keep moving that string across your mains. Don't just pull like an animal. Up, down. And always remember, this string needs to be opposite to this one. Up, down, under, over, the opposite. And so on and so on and so on all the way through, yeah? Very important. Let's slide this again. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut myself a nice sharp edge in a moment, I think, especially for the share holes. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll try. Let me see if I can get. You can see how it's fluffing up. Very common in badminton stringing, especially with this thinner, really nice strings. you go. That's what a nice sharp edge does. Goes through smoothly normally, not always, as you guys saw before. Very high tension. It's getting harder and harder to weave naturally. I had a double over there. So yeah, the higher the tension, the harder it is to weave, unfortunately. Looks like the string doesn't want to be so kind to me. Again, very, very little space to work with, unfortunately, here. Let's see if that makes a difference. I've already got a slightly fluffed up end. Yeah, I'm just seeing it. Yes, it's come through. So there you go. Guys, be so careful with the awl. Even myself, with all the years I've been stringing, which have been many. Badminton 6 or 7 only, 6 maybe. But tennis, yes. Since I was 12 years old, since I started breaking strings, and my dad's like, we ain't paying anybody. Do it yourself. There you go. This is how you do it. Got someone to teach us. My old coach in Canada. Despite living in Spain, he'd moved to Canada. Blah blah blah. Anyway. So I've got a main string again covering, so all I'm going to do is just ever so slightly push down the string, but I think I need a sharper edge to not pull down too hard. Come on, stringy. There we go. So all I was doing is ever so slightly pulling down this string here. So very slightly. Be careful, don't scratch your client's racket either. I'm going to use my base lock. That way it doesn't pull up against my fixture. Unlock. Whew, 30 pounds of tension. I mean, this guy with the other racket I showed you guys before, it's 28 pounds of tension, but the maximum recommended is 24, so I won't be doing that. In fact, I will not be touching it until he tells me. I don't mind going 25, let's say. I'll go a pound over. I feel comfortable with a pound over. That racket in itself is not a great racket. It's not a top of the line racket. And you'll find that a lot of times when it's not a good, a top quality racket, 150, 200 pound racket, then you need to be careful. Be careful. Always being careful, guys. Right, coming up to our last main. This hole is covered, but like I mentioned before, it seemed like there was lots of space despite going over a main string. It should have the same here, nice and easy. Perfect. All right, guys, well, in reality, a nice easy badminton racket, as is this one. Didn't have to use any stringing aids, which is always a bit of a blessing, which means we've got lots of space. Quite a bit of string left here, guys. I've got full length and a quarter, maybe just over 1.5 almost. Right, my finishing knot. I did put the tension up, guys, in case I didn't mention it. Okay, we're through. Be very careful with, I've done it before, I've clipped main string. Trying to get the string through. Taught me a very valuable lesson to be careful when I'm using even my pliers, my angle pliers. With tennis or squash, nothing would have ever happened, but I remember once trying to, just to show you a little example, I was trying to pull out my string to pull up the knot like I just did a second ago, and I clipped the main string, which is maybe just me being an idiot. But yeah, that's a hot shot with that. All right, Parnell knot as always, unclamp. There we go. Very happy with that. This is gonna sound like a board, like a rock. All right, everything looks pretty straight to me. Just a lot of times the main strings are the ones that have to be straightened up more, a lot in my case, just because of the closeness of the strings and the clamp, of course, in between. All right. I don't know if you guys can see, but there you have it, guys. Nice paint job. I like the paint job on this racket, kind of. Wow. That's a joke. All good. Right, well, there you have it. Let me tell you which racket it was again. The Victor Thruster F. All right, guys, 22 by 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's right, 21, because I was counting one too many because of the grommet. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully there was some useful information for you, and take care for now until the next racket restringing tutorial. Happy stringing, guys. Take care. Leave us a comment with anything that would be helpful to myself, or any questions or anything like that. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.